Nnamdi Kanu is a name that almost everyone in Nigeria knows. He is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, or IPOB. This group has been at the forefront of a strong push for the independence of Biafra from Nigeria. For many people in the southeast, he is more than just a leader. He is a symbol of their hopes, their struggles, and their desire for self-determination. They see him as a freedom fighter, a man who boldly speaks truth to power and gives a voice to their feelings of marginalization within the Nigerian state. His powerful speeches and broadcasts have gathered a massive following, making him a very important and influential figure in the region's political landscape. The story of his current detention is like something from a movie. After leaving Nigeria, he continued his activism from abroad. But in 2021, he was arrested in Kenya and brought back to Nigeria in a process his lawyers call an extraordinary rendition. This dramatic event put him back in the custody of the Department of State Services, where he has been ever since. The government has charged him with serious crimes, including treasonable felony and terrorism. These charges are based on his broadcasts and his leadership of IPOB, which the Nigerian government has declared a terrorist organization. His arrest and continued detention have only made his story more prominent, turning his case into a major national issue. His legal journey has been a long and winding road, full of twists and turns. Over the years, different courts have made rulings on his case. At times, courts have even granted him bail, but these orders have not led to his release. The government has consistently found reasons to keep him in detention, citing national security concerns. Recently, a court dismissed a no-case submission from his legal team. This means the judge believes there is enough evidence for the trial to continue, and Kanu must now present his defense against the charges. This legal stalemate keeps him locked away, fueling constant debate and tension across the country. For his many supporters, Kanu is a political prisoner who is being punished for his beliefs. They argue that his only crime is speaking out for his people and demanding a referendum to decide their own future. They believe his detention is unjust and a clear violation of his human rights and freedom of speech. The situation has created a deep sense of grievance in the southeast, where many feel that the government's handling of the case shows a lack of respect for the rule of law and for the Igbo people. His continued presence in a DSS cell is not just about one man. It represents a much larger and more complicated political problem for Nigeria. With President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now in power, there is a loud and growing chorus of voices calling for a political solution to Nnamdi Kanu's detention. Many prominent figures, especially from the southeast, believe that this is not just a legal matter, but a deeply political one. They are urging the president to use his executive powers to step in and secure Kanu's release. The argument is that a trial, no matter how it ends, will not solve the underlying issues that made Kanu popular in the first place. Releasing him, they say, would be a powerful gesture of reconciliation and could help to calm the rising tensions in the region. These calls are not just coming from one corner. They come from respected elders, political leaders, and civil society groups. They see a political solution as a pragmatic way to achieve peace. The logic is simple. If the government's main goal is to ensure stability in the country, then keeping Kanu in detention seems to be doing the opposite. It has led to protests, sit-at-home orders that cripple the economy of the southeast, and a general feeling of unrest. By releasing him, President Tinubu could be seen as a leader who is willing to listen and find creative solutions to complex national problems, thereby earning goodwill and fostering a sense of belonging. Opposition politicians have also joined the campaign, adding more pressure on the Tinubu administration. For instance, former Vice President has been very vocal in his support for Kanu's release. He has criticized the government for disobeying court orders that previously granted Kanu bail, calling it a serious abuse of power. To show his commitment, Atiku even announced his plan to join as a Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, scheduled for October 20th, 2025. This move brings the issue to the national political stage, turning it into a major point of contention between the ruling party and the opposition, who frame it as a matter of democratic principles. However, some activists are suspicious of any potential political deal. Human rights activist Omoyele Sowore recently made a serious allegation. He claimed to have inside information about a plot within the government. According to Sowore, the plan is to ensure Kanu is convicted in court, and then President Tinubu would grant him a presidential pardon. This would change his status from a political detainee to a pardoned ex-convict. While the presidency has not responded to this claim, it shows the deep mistrust that exists. Activists worry that such a move would be a clever political trick, not a genuine solution, aimed at neutralizing Kanu politically while appearing merciful. The Tinubu administration has so far presented a very firm and clear position on the matter of Nnamdi Kanu. The government insists that the case must be resolved through the judicial process, not through political negotiations. Officials argue that the charges against Kanu, particularly treasonable felony and terrorism, are extremely serious and threaten the security and unity of the nation. Therefore, they believe it is essential for the courts to be allowed to do their job without any political interference. For them, respecting the separation of powers between the executive and the judiciary is a fundamental principle of democracy that must be upheld. This stance was made very clear in a recent statement from the President's senior special assistant, Temitope Ajayi. On October 9, 2025, he strongly criticized the calls for a political solution, especially those coming from opposition figures like Atiku Abubakar. Ajayi described the support for Kanu's release as a disgraceful and dangerous political ploy. He emphasized that the government would not be swayed by protests or political pressure. His message was direct. Now that a court has ruled that Kanu has a case to answer, the trial must proceed. This shows a commitment to letting the legal system run its course, regardless of the political noise surrounding it. From the government's perspective, giving in to political demands to free Kanu could set a dangerous precedent. It might send a message that anyone can challenge the state with violence or secessionist rhetoric, and then escape justice through political pressure. The administration believes that would undermine the rule of law and encourage others to act in a similar way, leading to more instability across the country. They see the trial as a necessary process to legally determine Kanu's guilt or innocence and to hold him accountable for his actions and the activities of IPOB, which have been linked to violence and unrest in the southeast. Furthermore, the government's position is strengthened by the latest court ruling. The court's decision to dismiss Kanu's no-case submission provides legal backing for his continued trial. This allows the administration to frame their stance not as a political choice, but as a legal obligation. They can simply say they are following the orders of the court. According to President Tinubu's aide, no politically motivated protest will stop the trial from moving forward. This legalistic approach allows the government to resist political pressure while appearing to be a neutral defender of the law, placing the responsibility for Kanu's fate squarely in the hands of the judiciary. Beyond the high-stakes political chess and the cold arguments of the law, there is a growing appeal to a simpler, more human emotion: mercy. Many Nigerians are looking at the situation not just through the lens of politics, but through the lens of national healing. They believe that after years of division and conflict, the country is in desperate need of gestures that can bring people together. An open letter from Mrs. Favor Nzeanochi Obisidoro, a UK-based Nigerian mother, captured this feeling perfectly. She appealed directly to President Tinubu, not as a politician, but as a father, urging him to use his prerogative of mercy to release Nnamdi Kanu for the sake of peace. This call for humanitarian consideration highlights the deep emotional toll the conflict has taken on the nation. The constant tension, the economic disruption in the southeast, and the loss of life have left deep scars. Proponents of this view argue that justice is not always about punishment. Sometimes it is about wisdom and compassion. They believe that an act of clemency from the president could do more to heal the nation's wounds than any court verdict ever could. It would be a powerful signal that the government is ready to prioritize unity, and reconciliation over legal battles, creating a new atmosphere of trust and dialogue. Of course, this path is not without its own set of challenges. The government and its supporters worry that releasing Kanu without a trial could be seen as weakness or as a surrender to threats and agitation. It raises a difficult question. How does a nation balance the need for justice with the desire for peace? If the law is set aside for one person, will it not have to be set aside for others? These are the tough questions that President Tinubu must consider. He has to weigh the potential benefits of national healing against the risk of undermining the country's legal and judicial institutions. Ultimately, the fate of Nnamdi Kanu has become a defining test for Nigeria's future. The country stands at a crossroads, with two very different paths ahead. One path leads through the courts, promising justice and accountability, but risking more division and unrest. The other path involves a political solution, a bold act of mercy that could potentially unlock a new era of peace, but might also be seen as abandoning the rule of law. The question everyone is asking is, can a political solution truly bring lasting peace and unity to a deeply fractured Nigeria? The answer will shape the nation for years to come.
Breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu appoints Obiagocha to lead negotiation with Tinubu for his unconditional release. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 9th of October 2025, and I have breaking information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has officially appointed and authorized Obiagocha to lead the negotiation with Tinubu, the president of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, for his unconditional and immediate release. So without further ado, I will be reading this very news in details and of course show you every single details that you need to know concerning this very latest development. Obiagocha is a member of House of Representatives, in fact, representing Nnamdi Kanu. So without wasting any time, I will show you, first of all, the message from Barrister Aloye Jimako yesterday after the court appearance of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. And after that, we will read the letter in details. And as you can see, this is from the official and verified X page of Barrister Aloye Jimako. This is what he has to say. He said, "Dear Honorable Obiagocha, before and after you were given the letter of authority posted here, you've been in the trenches and the pulpit demanding justice for Nnamdi Kanu, and the impact has been very, very profound. You are indeed a true leader and gutsy to boot. Thank you." This is from Barrister Aloye Jimako, and then he now posted the letter. So this is the letter we will be going through. After this, then if I have something to say, I will say it. So pay attention. So this is where we are. We are going to read the letter in full details in order to understand it properly. So this letter is, basically coming from the office of Barrister Aloye Jimako, of course, special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu. Now, according to what it says here, Aloye Jimako Legal Services, Obidimpa Chambers, 11th July 2024. 11th July 2024. So, this very authorization was given in 2024 July. That is 1 year and some months ago. You understand? Although it was not made public. I suspect the reason why Barrister Aloy Ejimakor decided to make it public, even maybe it was made public by then, but I didn't know. I wasn't aware. But if it was public, even if I wasn't aware through Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, at least our Prime Minister I would have known. Now, I suspect the reason why it is made public in Cape Azua is because, or maybe because of the outburst between this honorable man, Obiagocha, and the man they called, the one that they called the Mr. Speaker of House of Representatives. Those of you who watched that video saw how he was on, that very man that they call Mr. Speaker was shutting him down. He never wanted him to speak his mind within his own right and capacity, to the extent that they removed his microphone. They switched off his microphone. These are the injustices going on in Nigeria. It is quite unfortunate that people try to sweep that under the carpet, but we'll be talking about it. An Igbo man speaking. I've never seen where they shut a Northerner down or even remove his microphone, even when there is an argument. I've never seen where they shut a Northerner down in the House of Representatives or Senate. But an Igbo man speaking within his authority and capacity, they shut him down and went to the extent of removing his microphone because he's an Igbo man. These are the injustices that it cannot be addressed. These injustices have eaten deep, and it can never be addressed. It can never be amended. The only solution, the only way to address it is the total liberation of Biafran people. The total complete exit of Biafrans from the zoo. Because the system has been there. They have set the system and you can't change it. Because these current northern politicians have enjoyed this very, privilege for such a long period of time. For very many years, they have been enjoying this privilege to trample an Igbo man under the feet. So you coming now to tell them we are going to change this system to favor Igbo man or to favor everybody in the zoo, it's not going to work. It's like removing a child, the feeding bottle, from his mouth. You know what is going to be his reaction? He's going to cry his ass out. He will fight for it. So the system has been there and you don't dare change it. The only way to make things balance is the exit of Biafran people, the exit of the Igbo people. The Igbo people has to exit from the zoo. That is the only solution. If you like, delay it till thy kingdom come. The only solution is the exit of the Igbo people from the zoo. If others who make up Biafra do not want to follow us, so be it. They should enjoy their zoo. But the Igbo people as a whole, every human being that is an original Igbo man. Don't tell me 5 states. We don't know anything about that. Igbo people live beyond the 5 southeastern states. So all the Igbo ethnic group in Nigeria has to be free. If others do not want to join us, they should enjoy Nigeria. It's not our fault. We have tried for them. We have died for them. We have suffered for them. So I want to use this opportunity to tell Obiagocha, Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, to advise Nnamdi Kanu. Ka anyị nwere godo onwe anyị first. Ọ bụ na ndị ọzọ ka na-eme Nigeria enjoy Nigeria. We have died enough. We have died enough. Ka ndị Igbo nwere godo onwe ha first. Let it be the negotiation for now. Ka ndị Igbo nwere onwe ha first. Ndị ọzọ chọziri join anyị ha eme ka anyị mara. So maybe it's because of that outburst. Because maybe other people or other politicians are not aware that Nnamdi Kanu has given the authority to Obiagocha to lead the negotiation for his unconditional release, which is exactly what he's doing. And then they were shutting him up. So I suspect that could be the reason why Barrister Aloy Ejimakor decided to make it public. You can see 11th July 2024, Honorable Obi Agwocha, member representing Ikuano/Umuahia North/Umuahia South Federal Constituency of Abia State, Federal House of Representatives, Free Arms Zone, Abuja. Letter of authority to interface with the federal government on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. Dear Honorable Agwocha, we are solicitors to Nnamdi Kanu, hereafter our client, on whose behalf and firm instruction, write it down, we write this letter conveying the following to you. Number 1, that you are hereby authorized by our client to approach the federal government with a view to resolving the matter of our client's continued detention, prosecution, and all issues related thereto. That in your interactions with the federal government, you shall have the free hand and authority to exercise your discretion and independent judgment to decide what is in our client's best interest. Did you get that? So the authority was absolute. The authorization was absolute. There's no hindrance or limit. Now, in particular, you have the authority of our client to approach and engage the federal government with a view to seeking a political solution to the matter of his release from detention and discontinuance of his prosecution. Number 4, you shall work in close collaboration and coordination with the undersigned counsel on all your engagements with the government, meaning that he will be relating to the legal counsel of the outcomes of all his engagement with the federal government of the zoo concerning Nnamdi Kanu's issue or immediate and unconditional release. Right? Now, they continued. While thanking you for your commitment to this task, please be assured of our client's abiding respect for your person and high office. If you need any further information, please do not hesitate to contact the undersigned. Sincerely, Aloy Ejimako, Legal Services. Aloy Ejimako, ESQ, lead counsel to Nnamdi Kanu. Lead counsel, that time, the current lead counsel, Barrister Kalu Agabi, has not joined the legal team. So because you can see, this very letter was sent or was issued in 2024, July 11th. So I think concerning this very latest development, actually called it very, very short. So that those of you who can share it, you can even download it and share it on all WhatsApp groups and everything. Everybody there with an agano. My own stand as it stands now. Acholunko Mazi Honorable Biagwocha with Nnamdi Kanu and Barrister Aloy Ejimako. This negotiation Obulugodi Sonsa Nibo Ebe Mili Madebe Ndibo none of Nigeria sitting at the 5 southeastern states where Lieutenant Ndibo be na Rivers, Lieutenant Ndibo be na Bayelsa, Lieutenant Ndibo be na Delta, Lieutenant Ndibo be na Kogi, Lieutenant Ndibo be na Edo, Lieutenant Ndibo be na Benue, Lieutenant Ndibo be na Cross River, Lieutenant Ndibo be na Rivers, and Lieutenant Ndibo be na Akwa Ibom. Ka anyị nọkọta ọnụ jikọta onwe anyị nwere onwe anyị first. From there, anyị na-enezi ndị ọzọ ọ bụ na ha chọrọ ịjoin ha eme ka anyị mara. This is my own take. Ife a bụ my take. Biko lebanụ ya anya. All the very, very important. Anya won't go too much, and we cannot abandon the struggle. We cannot go back. We can't. I am angu for free. Ndi ba ya angu for free. Ndi ba ya angu for free. Or if nwere ikwu biko ozi anu wabu direct can send ya to Barrister Aloy Ejimako and the Mazi Honorable Obi Agwocha. Very, very, very important. Never no okwu anya. Ka Igbo nwere godo nwe first. I the capable. Chukwu goziri anyị gozi anyị in all ramifications, in all angles, we are blessed. So nwere nwa anụ anyị na-achọ nwere anyị anaghị depend on anybody. We are not depending on anybody to be free. Chukwu gozi anyị ihe niile. Anyị nwere mmiri niile nọ n'ala Igbo mapụcha na Atlantic Ocean. So anyị nwere ike build our own wharves n'ala Igbo go without ịchọ anybody enye anyị route to Atlantic Ocean. Anyị nwere mmiri ma Imo River ma River Niger ma nke dị n'Ebonyi, mmiri niile amapụchalụ na Atlantic Ocean. So we don't need to plead with anybody. No one at all. Ozi nchọrọ izipụ biko tụsalụ m ozi a ka o ruo onye ọbụla aka.